Now I'm on step 27 in my guide sheet where it says all views. I'm stitching my bottom 4 pieces together. So first I'm going to place them right sides together, and it says I'm going to stitch on either side of the small dots where I'm going to leave an opening. And you might notice I have a little stitching line here. So this is a bonus teacher tip that was not in the instructions, but I stay stitched between these 2 dots before I'm putting them together. This stabilizes this fabric, and especially if you're using a woven fabric, this will be helpful. So this opening is where I will turn the Plushie Pet right side out. It's where I'll put all the filling in. And so it's going to get quite a bit of stress. And so to help stabilize that fabric, I did this line of stay stitching. So it's just a straight stitch. You don't need to back stitch, and it's just through one layer. So I did the pieces separately. And I have a little clip I'll insert of the sewing machine, how to stay stitch those. To stay stitch your pieces, you're going to stitch between the 2 blue dots. Sorry, they're hard to see on camera. And then you're just stitching the pieces separate right now. And it's just a straight stitch. You can use the same seam allowance, stitch from this dot here to the dot at this end. And again, just through a single layer of fabric. So then I'm going to put my pieces right sides together, lining up this edge. And then as it says in my guide sheet, I'm going to be leaving an opening between my 2 small dots, or essentially where I have stay stitched. That part I am not going to sew my 2 layers together. So again, that will be the opening for later. Then I'll go to the sewing machine and I'm going to be stitching here, and then I'm going to stitch here with the 5/8 inch seam allowance. It's important that you remember to back stitch this seam, especially here, that's going to be on either side of my opening, so it doesn't come apart when I'm turning and stuffing my plushie. Now I'm pressing this seam open, and I'm going to use the seam roll. This seam is actually quite straight. It doesn't have a curve to it, but the seam roll will just make it a little easier. And then even though this part isn't stitched together, I'm going to press that open as well with the raw edges going away from each other. And that line that I stay stitched, remember our bonus teacher tip, should be right on the fold, like you can see here, just off that edge.